You were so close, and then you stopped. Not because you couldn't, but because something inside you made sure you wouldn't. Psychology calls it self-sabotage, but that name is too gentle. What it really is war. A war you wage against yourself.
And the most painful part? You're both sides. The one trying to move forward, and the one pulling you back. It shows up quietly. A deadline you ignore. A message you never send. An opportunity you let expire. Psychology says self-sabotage is never random. It's always protecting something. The question is, what? Reason 1. Fear of success. It sounds backwards, but for many people, success feels more dangerous than failure. Because success means new pressure, new eyes on you, new expectations. And your brain, which is wired for survival, not happiness, sees that as a threat. So it keeps you comfortable, it keeps you small, because small feels safe. Reason 2. Imposter syndrome. You've convinced yourself the success doesn't belong to you, that one day people will figure it out. So you sabotage before they can expose you. You fail on your own terms, because that feels less humiliating than being caught. Reason 3. Emotional familiarity. Your nervous system doesn't prefer what's good for you. It prefers what it knows. If you grew up with chaos, criticism, or instability, your brain learned that as normal. And when life gets too calm, too good, it gets uncomfortable. So it creates the chaos itself, not because it wants to destroy you, but because chaos is the only language it learned. Reason 4. Low self-worth. Deep down, you don't believe you deserve the good thing. So your brain quietly dismantles it before it arrives. The relationship, the promotion, the breakthrough. You get close, and something in you says, this isn't for me. Reason 5. Overthinking disguised as preparation. You don't act because you're still planning, still researching, still waiting to feel ready. Psychology calls it analysis paralysis. The mind creates the illusion of progress, while the body stays completely still. And then there's the most invisible form of self-sabotage. Staying in your comfort zone so long, it stops feeling like a choice. It becomes your identity. I'm someone who almost makes it, and you protect that identity, even from yourself. But here's what psychology also says. Self-sabotage is not a character flaw. It is a coping mechanism that outlived its purpose. Once, it kept you safe. It kept you from getting hurt, rejected, disappointed. It was smart back then. But you're not that child anymore. The wall is still up, the threat is gone, and you're guarding an empty room. So how do you stop? First, you have to catch it. Self-sabotage is invisible until you name it. Ask yourself, where am I avoiding? Where am I making excuses? Where do I start strong and then suddenly disappear? Second, stop waiting for motivation. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. Your brain won't feel ready until after you start. Third, separate your feelings from your actions. You don't have to feel brave to do the brave thing. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision that something matters more than your fear of it. Fourth, rewrite the belief, not the action, the belief underneath it, because your behavior always follows your self-concept. You don't need to become a different person. You need to stop punishing the person you already are. Every time you sabotage, you're not protecting yourself. You're abandoning yourself. There's a difference. The version of you that succeeds isn't more talented, isn't luckier, just stopped getting in their own way. And you already know this. Somewhere inside, you've always known. That's what makes self-sabotage so painful. You see it happening and watch yourself do it anyway. Psychology says awareness is the beginning, not the solution. But you cannot heal what you refuse to see. You've been your own worst enemy long enough. Maybe it's time to try something different. Maybe it's time to become your own witness instead. If this hits somewhere real, you already know what to do next. The only question is whether you'll let yourself do it.